All right, so Grand Rising, everybody. I'm Pharaoh Hedman Freeman. I am the project coordinator. Well, I'm the founder and director of the OFC. So the OFC, we're a community organization where we unite families, business owners, as well as organizations and individuals who are all dedicated to working together in order to establish a solid foundation for our future generation. And I am also the coordinator for this exceptional project. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to play a quick little PowerPoint as we go through this presentation. It just helps us with the flow of the conversation. And there's great music that we'll listen to in the background. Hey, Grand Rising, can I see you? All right. So share sound. And where did the presentation go? It's here. All right, so we'll get this started. You guys tell me if you can hear and see. Can you hear? Can I get a thumbs up? Awesome, thank you. Credit to Mikel Teja, DNA, is the artist that we're listening to right now. So first off, so these are the partners that are coming together to make this project a reality. So first off, we have the BCRC. They are the lead project. That's the Black Community Resource Center. They are based in Cotonej, and they are a resource for the community. Anything that you need, they are here at your service, and they are the ones who are leading this project. They have a history of putting on projects like this, where we document the history, the Black community history of Montreal. They archive a lot of the things that we work in collaboration with them. We also have WestCan. Some of you guys are already familiar with WestCan Folk Performing Company in Montreal. They've been around for over 40 years, and they have been keeping the culture alive within our community. So we are grateful to have them participating in this project. You have the OFC. We serve as community liaison and outreach to assist with the mobilization and the participation. And last, very far from least, we have Concordia University, and Concordia is they're going to be housing this documentary once we are done with it. And when I say housing documentary, you'll be able to go and archive, you'll be able to go and see and hear all the other things that we've done as a community over the years. Concordia actually currently has a lot of our documentation, and they'll have this as well. And also, just at the top, I also just want to acknowledge the funder, which is the Canadian government. It's a Heritage Canada project, so we thank them for financing this project and for making it a reality for our community. All right, so now with no further ado, let's dive right in. I want to introduce you guys to the lead in terms of artistic vision and direction of this project, and the woman who's also going to be heading all the workshops that we're going to be hosting throughout this project. You want to know the Castle Lewis Rouse. I'll let her accolades load up here, and then I'll give an opportunity to herself and the roles that she's playing in the project. Yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Where's my pause? Oh, bring that back. Bring that back one notch. All right, there you go.
All right. Thank you so much for the great introduction presentation so far. Hello, everyone joining online in our virtual space. Yeah, welcome. This is an information session about our project documenting the history of Carnival of Montreal. And my name is Shiata Lewis. I am presently the artistic director for WestCan Folk Performing Company. I've always grown up loving dance, and I've tried many different styles of dance. I've taken many different dance classes, and I've always gravitated to dance as a means for a creative outlet, for self-expression in a way that maybe I couldn't have put into words, but it's always been a safe space for me. And being involved with WestCan has helped me to really dive into the creative aspect and stretch my creative abilities and grow into it. It's also really important for me, being of being Canadian born and Quebecois, to connect with my Caribbean heritage. So it kind of really helped me to stabilize and have a grounding sense of who I am and what my contribution is in this Canadian and Quebec society. So that's me in a nutshell. And yeah, so I am your presenter today. Throughout my career as a dancer, instructor, artistic director, coordinator, you name it, I've done a number of productions. We've mounted quite a few productions. We've performed in productions right across Canada and in the Caribbean also. And most recently, I've directed and produced our very own short experimental dance film. So I'll be talking to you guys about that a little bit later on, and all of the elements that go into making our films, and some of the things and some of the aspects that you guys will also be pulling from to create this documentary.
Awesome. Thank you. Great introduction, and glad to have you on here. With all your experience, wealth of knowledge, it is going to be great for you leading our youth. All right, so let's dive in. All right. I'm going to skip it for again, just in respecting of time. I know we want to wrap up within about a half an hour. So first, so this project that we're doing, we are documenting the history of Montreal's carnival. All right. So first, just to explain to you guys what is carnival. So in the Caribbean region, carnival is a time to let loose. It is considered a judgment-free time, particularly for conservative islands with strong Christian backgrounds. People who celebrate carnival do so with the appreciation for the culture of their ancestors, particularly their African ancestors. Now, in this case, we have such a rich history when it comes to the history of Montreal Carnival. We're going to be going back in time, so talking about the origins of where Carnival came to being. We'll talk about the now of what Carnival is, and what is exciting me the most about this project that's being led by you in terms of youth is what is the potential of the future of Carnival here in Montreal. So you guys are going to be documenting all of that. You have anything to add on that?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, so throughout the years, like WestCan has been privileged, or through WestCan have been privileged to be able to travel to a few different carnivals in the Caribbean region, and and also in Canada and the United States. So to me, this is one of the very good examples or description of what carnival is. There's also a lot of historical information. Some people participate in the carnival arts and the traditions and customs of carnival for many different reasons. But in all, I believe it's a way to reconnect yourself to your cultural history and know what are some of the triumphs and sacrifices and battles that your ancestors may have had to face for us to be able to celebrate our freedoms in this way, in this day and age.
Thank you. Very, very well said. And one thing that came out in the last information session is that the knowledge that you guys are going to learn here is going to be really empowering. And because there's even some adults who actually don't know what the history of carnival is. They don't know the foundation where it's coming from. So you all, in terms of youth, getting this knowledge now is just going to give you that much of a stronger foundation when it comes to what your culture is really about. Carnival is not just about having a party on the street. There's a foundation to it. So it's great to be able to empower you guys with that information. All right. So now, like we had said, so this whole project, we're doing a documentary. And what's cool is that it's a mix between a regular documentary and there's an animated part to it. So it's like an animated documentary that we're going to be putting together with you guys. So first, let me explain to you guys quickly what is a documentary. All right. Let me let this thing load up here and then I'll read it off to you guys. And forgive my reading skills right now. All right. So a documentary film is a non-fictional motion picture intended to document reality, primarily for instruction, education, or maintaining a historical record. Bill Nichols, an American filmmaker, has characterized the documentary in terms of a filmmaking practice, a cinematic tradition, and a mode of audience reception that remains in practice without clear boundaries. So now that is, it's like a textbook explanation of what is a documentary. Now, in this particular case, again, what's fun about creating a documentary. Now, actually, let me ask you guys, just by a show of hands, have you guys ever watched a documentary in the past? Yes? Okay, cool. Now, have you guys ever considered yourself like, have you ever thought about creating your own documentary? No? Okay. So now is an opportunity where you're going to have to, oh yes, Fan, you have? Okay, good. So now is an opportunity where you guys are going to actually be able to be the leads in this. And when I say leads, we are here to be able to support you guys in anything and everything that you're going to want to get done and want to produce. But the vision, the ideas, that's all going to come from you guys. We're going to support you guys in this concept of creating this documentary. So it's going to be really fun. You're going to have access to different resources, different equipment, different programs, different people who are here to guide you guys through this process. But the whole vision and everything we're going to create is going to be through the eyes of the youth. So that's going to be really awesome as well. And there's also an interviewing aspect that I think is going to be really fun because you guys get to connect with people who are really in the industry, from mask makers, from present day, from back in the day, maybe even city officials who are responsible for granting permits or taking permits away. Because as you guys, for those who might not be aware, last year we had let's just call it a huge shock to the community because we didn't have carnival last year. So even that is a cool element to be able to discuss with people who are responsible. Like, why didn't we have carnival? And how do we prevent these type of things from happening in the future? So again, it's going to be a great op for you guys to be able to dive in, find out more, and document it for our future generation. All
Yeah,
right.
I think that's really special also with the opportunity that this project is offering is that we really get a chance to document our own history from our voices so that we can present things that are important to us. So, because so many times in history, we know that often history books are not written by us or for us, right? So it's now we have the opportunity in this digital era to actually tell our story, and talk about the things and represent the things that really mean a lot to us, right? So let's get started.
All right. All right. So I'll read this part to you guys. So what is our project? What is this whole thing about? So we are on a mission to celebrate Montreal's Carnival, where we dive into the rich history, the vibrant Caribbean roots, and how it brings us all together. Through workshops, documentaries, the art, we'll learn, create, and share the beauty of our culture and history. Plus, we're making sure that our voices, like she was saying, our voices are shown and heard to help us to fight against racism. So just to touch a little bit on that. Now, when we say we're going to be doing workshops, so there's a bunch of different elements when it comes to carnival. Okay, so there's the costume part of it. There's the music part of it. There's again like the I guess the history of what the whole carnival is about. And we're going to host different workshops with you all in terms of you and people from the community who just might want to find out about things like what does it mean to make a costume? How do we go about making costumes? Like how do we go about making these headpieces and different things like that? We're also going to get to do outings, like we're working in collaboration with Taste of the Caribbean as well. So the youth and all our participants are going to be able to participate in that awesome cultural event as well, and be able to share, create, and connect with other youth, which is another exciting part of this project, is that you guys get to connect with other youth that share the same visions and values and stuff as you all in terms of young people in our community. So that's going to be fun as well. Shai, is there anything else about the workshops that I'm forgetting?
Yeah, so no. So yeah, the workshops will be hosted by WestCan. We're, like you said, you're going to be working with craftsmen and women, designers, sketch artists, to really learn about the carnival arts in terms of the historical aspect, from having an idea in your mind's eye, researching that idea, drawing it, sketching it out on paper, looking at the materials that you might need to use to bring that this concept, this drawing, this image to life, the textures and all these different things, and then actually putting it together, building the frame using papier mâché, whatever we have at our disposal, to build and create something that's beautiful and something that represents you as a designer.
Awesome. Thank you. And again, I want to highlight, I don't know if we have animators with us today and people who are into drawing and who are into sketching, but again, the fact that we have this animated part of the project is really going to be great to one, bring any program that you guys need at your disposal for you guys to be able to manipulate it and stuff like that. But then there's also, you're going to get to learn from industry professionals who create animation. That you guys be able to learn from. And again, the other thing that really excites me about this project is all the knowledge and information you guys are learning. These are seeds that are being planted into you guys for your future, right? So everything you get to learn here, you're going to be able to apply it, to whether it be when you're going to high school, when you're going to college, university. These are skills that you're going to learn, and you'll be able to just be able to manipulate better as you grow older. All right. So these are listed just some of the activities like we were listing before. So we're going to be doing the workshops, creating cool documentaries, making our awesome carnival costumes, and interviewing and researching interviews and research to share. I am blocking out half of my thing to share our stories, and events to show what we've made and what we've learned. So this is just a recap of what we were just telling you guys in terms of what you guys are going to be able to participate in. Okay, I shall keep going to the next slide. Now, I know one of the things I want to ask you guys, and I'll plant the seed now, so when it is time, it's not you guys aren't shocked. But I'm very curious in knowing, as a coordinator, what type of things you guys would like to learn, right? And it could be specific to this project. And like I said, we have an opportunity where we have a huge resource, a huge network of people and professionals that we'd be able to reach out to. So what I would really like to know is, what are different skills you would like to learn? What are different type of people you would like to be able to connect with or connect to? What are some of the passions and interests that you guys have as youth within our community, so that we as well, myself as a coordinator and everybody else who's on this project, can make it a point to help to facilitate that for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to be asking you guys that question a bit later on, so just keep that in mind. Sky is the limit in terms of what you guys can learn and what kind of things that you guys are going to be able to pick up. All right. In terms of what we're looking to achieve with this project, and we're just saying it in other words, what we're looking to achieve is to bring us closer as a community. We had said it before, but a lot of times, in terms of youth, especially youth from our community, we don't always have people that look like us within our circles or within our schools. So this does create an opportunity for us to be able to connect again with people from our like similar cultural backgrounds. So that is also going to be fun for you all in terms of just bringing everybody closer. We're going to learn cool stuff about our history, and we're going to be able to share it. We're going to be showing off our awesome contributions to the Caribbean, Canadian, the contributions of the Caribbean to Canada, and helping everybody to understand each other better and fighting against racism. And that part is really big and really important because throughout history, for some reason, and Chiata had mentioned it a little bit at the beginning, is that because we don't necessarily document the history ourselves, we're stuck with other people's narratives, what other people felt that we contributed to society. And this is an opportunity now as youth to be able to make sure that our contributions are recognized, our contributions are properly documented and shared, so that the next generation coming up will be able to say, okay, this is now from our own perspective, we know now what our contributions were. I think that is huge. All right. So now I'm going to keep it moving, and we're going to go into the next phase in terms of the different roles and characters and different parts to play within documentary producing. And there's a long list. Okay. So that's why I'm really excited about this, because there's something for every type of person, depending on how you are. You can be a person that you're quiet, you don't necessarily even like to connect with a lot of people. You could play a role of an editor behind the scenes to help how the project is going to go. You might be a person who likes to connect with individuals, so you get to interview. You might be a creative person, so you want to do things that have to do with the animation, the sound and music, the colors and different things like that. So I'll let you out a list off read off the different roles that we'll have, and then we can talk about it a little bit at the end.
So we have the director that oversees the film, the film's creative direction and the narrative and flow. Producers manages logistics, budgets, does a lot of the outreach and communications, getting different resources in order to put the project together. We have the cinematographers, so either photography, pictures, and so on. So the cameras, so they handle the cameras and work the visual storytelling. So what else can I say? I think that's pretty much straightforward. Getting the different angles, looking at all the different possibilities. And anyway, I'll talk later about all the things that I had to learn and go through when we were putting together our production. But also sound recordist. So somebody who's making sure that the sound quality, or a group of, or the team that makes sure that the sound quality is being recorded well for the audio for the film. Editor, so they assemble all the raw footage. Gosh, my eyes. Into oh gosh, I can't read that.
A cohesive story integrating oh, sorry, and now I'm blocking myself. Integrating the music and effects. And actually, if we could go a little bit off script, because you as our subject matter expert, you are a director, and technical producer, and editor. So if you can share just a little bit before we just go into the other like laundry list of roles, just what your what you can contribute or what you can share as a subject matter expert on those topics.
So yeah, as a director, producer, I was actually artistic director, dance coordinator. Our film that we worked on was an experimental dance film that looked at some of the injustices that we face in society and how we can pull from the strengths and the stories of our ancestors and what they went through to kind of fight and find the flame within to overcome. So we had to work on the dance presentation and source the different locations and different angles. So while you're working, okay, you're thinking about your dance, you're going through your dance with your dancers and directing the entrances and exits. We also had to think about where we'll be shooting on location and some of the different angles that we would be able to get for the different shots, some of the different movements that we wanted to make sure to capture either close up or in slow motion, all these different things we're that we had to keep in mind also. Then once you get on location and we were shooting, it's all about, there's a huge amount of problem solving, because as much as we plan and we coordinate and we organize and we think, okay, this is how things are going to go, for some reason, magically, things don't always go exactly the way we had it planned. So it's about your ability as a team to kind of to problem solve and redirect and look at things and see exactly how you can make the best of a situation given what you have or what you may not have. Um, so yeah, there's also the, like we were saying, camera operator for this project in particular, a huge amount of research. There's production assistants and graphic designers and animators. So like Farah was saying before, anybody who's interested in drawing and designing, you're able to learn a bit more about that and use your skills to enhance some of the visual aspects. I was always thinking that in this project particularly, we interview so many people and they have such vivid descriptions of how a costume was presented. So those are things that we can't necessarily always capture in a still picture, but somebody with the skills to draw can make that description come to life. you know? So I would like to see images like that on screen where we can bring that energy into that. We have sound editors, colorists. This is post-production team, music composers, anybody, if you are a producer and you make beats, that's also a very important part because music, the audio is also a very important part in terms of the feel and the texture and how your audience can receive the message that you're giving out or the impact of that message. Then, of course, we have marketing and distribution teams. So we want people to know about the end product. We're excited for people to see it, for people to experience it, for people to understand all the hard work and dedication that went into producing and creating something that reflects our history of Carnival here in Montreal. So, yeah, those are all the different teams.
Awesome. And so now, and as we are preparing to wind down and to wrap up, so I see we have three of our youth with us right now, and I think with you guys, once we get you guys registered, I think we might be at our capacity because I think this project is it's only for about 12 youth to be able to take part. So I am very curious in knowing. So Nike, Andrew's son, and Phenomenal. What are some of your interests? What are things that you guys are interested in when in hearing this project? What type of things do you see yourself potentially participating in? And like I was saying before, what are some things that you might want to learn? And again, we're looking in terms of this project, but it could also just be even just outside in life. What are some skills and what are some things that you guys would love to learn and to find out more about? So you guys can take yourself off of mute and you can just share with us. Go ahead.
Okay, so I would like to learn about directing, like not well, if I could try directing for this film, but I just want to like see how it's done and like learn how to do it. And also editing. I know a little bit about it right now, but I would like to learn more and how to be like more professional with it.
Amazing, thank you. Okay, good point. And and as you say that, because I know a lot of youth, right? Like there's TikTok videos, YouTube videos, there's all kind of different things that people are doing for creating content, and there's people making like who have careers now, who edit and who create content for social media, and they make a really good living doing it. So you guys are going to be able to tap into professionals, getting these skills that again, like I said, that you guys are going to be able to apply to yourselves. So Andrew, son.
Same. I want to know how to edit. Like I'm very interested in it, but I haven't like begun to really experiment or dig into how to edit. But I also
Sure.
think like the like assistant producer side would also suit me a little.
Okay, very cool. Awesome. Looking forward to having you taking part. That is great. And Nike?
Like Phenomenal, I want to know how like directing works really, and I want to try like the sound editor and music composer because I don't know really how to edit sounds into a video, and I like music a lot, so I want to know how to like to be able to make original music to fit into the documentary.
Amazing. Great stuff. Thank you guys. Great answers. Super exciting. And I am so looking forward to just pulling together some real professionals or real experiences. And who knows, like some of these professionals that we'll be able to introduce you guys to, as long as their schedules accommodate, we could even ask them if they're willing to mentor you guys after the fact. Like if you guys do decide that later on you want to go more into it, this is a great opportunity to create these introductions that you guys can get them to mentor you guys. And who knows, maybe later in the future, you even get a job working with these people. So that could be really, really cool. And I say that just until you guys own your own companies and you guys run your own things, because that's what I will always encourage you guys to do. All right. So now as we're wrapping up, and just to explain like the timeline, this is a project that's starting. We're pretty much already we've started the project in terms of as now we're doing the recruiting. It's going on until March 2025. So we're gonna do things throughout the summer. In terms of the schedule, once we get the 12 participants, we're working with you guys and your availability. So once we meet, we'll find out from you all, your parents, what time works for you guys, what days of the week works for you guys for us to be able to connect, for us to be able to do things together. We can do a lot of things virtually when we meet, we'll schedule accordingly when it's time for us to meet in person. I think the only real hard deadline we have is that we want to be able to compile all the content, all the video clips, all the things that we're producing by the end of November, so that it gives us a good amount of time to do that editing process, to do that tweaking process, to ensure that we have something to present to the community in February, March. All right. Now on the screen has all the contact information. I've shared it with your parents and stuff as well already, for you guys to be able to just fill out the form. I just ask that you guys, if you haven't already, if you could fill them out as soon as possible, just one, because I really want to make sure you guys are on the list in terms of youth and you guys don't miss this opportunity. So I would love for you guys to register ASAP. And then once everybody's registered, then we will have that next follow-up. So before we close out, I want to thank Shiata as our one of the artistic leads on the project, and our subject matter expert, and the one who's going to be helping to lead all the workshops and stuff that we're doing. So thank you for being present. I want to thank you all in terms of youth for being present here today with us, and I want to thank your parents for sharing this opportunity with you guys and for making it possible for you guys to be able to be here. And again, always shouting out our collaborators, BCRC, Concordia, and a big thanks to our funder, the Canadian government, which is under the Heritage Program. Shai, as I'm closing up, did you have any final words you'd like to leave with the youth? You're on mute.
Sorry about that. Okay. I was just saying, yeah, I'm so excited about the opportunity to work with this lovely group of youth and to really help to fuel some of the creative juices. This is not only an important project for our community, I think it's an important project for our youth. It's important to empower them with skills. And yeah, and again, I can't get over more, I can't express more how the ability to be creative and express yourselves is so important, knowing that you have these skills and that your history is valued, and that you guys are part of a community that is supportive and will support you guys and help you to grow and develop into young adults that are soon to be the leaders, right? So I encourage all of you to take full advantage, sign up for to be part of the group, part of the participants, and yeah, let's just make movie magic.
Thank you so much. And one of the things I like to close with, that just to plant that seed with you guys that I shared with the other groups, is that who knows, the ideas that you guys come up with, what the potential future of Carnival can be, it would be really cool to look back like 10 years from now and see your idea actually come to pass, and know that you guys were a part of the creation of what the potential future of Carnival is, and we're actually now part of celebrating what your visions were from now and celebrating them later on. So that, again, I'm really excited to help to empower you all to do that, and I'm excited for what the future of our Carnival could look like through your eyes. So again, thank you guys for participating. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We will definitely be in touch very soon. And don't hesitate to reach out if you guys have any questions, concerns, or comments about the workshop coming up. Cool. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.